Hey guys, so today you and I are going to talk about AI, so let's get into it. So the question in question was, hi Frederick, according to the CEO of Google, more than a quarter of all new code at Google is generated by AI. How will this new trend affect the job market for programmers and engineers? Not in the slightest, I suspect. Because I think it's a bullshit claim. Or rather, no, it's not a bullshit claim. It is a CEO claim. It is a statement made by an individual who omits details and specifics because this is a branding thing. So he needs to think about his stocks and all the board members and shareholders and stuff like that. And so what he's going to claim is the very, very simple thing that stating something like, oh yeah, there's a quarter of all new code is made at Google by with AI. Okay, cool. Do you have any idea how I can get to make that a true statement? Because I would love to have a talk with him, and then I would love to talk to his software developers and ask them, like, how are you generating the code? How have you how can you show me the charts of all your teams, like the bug trend or the time to delivery and things like that? Could you tell me roughly, like when you write the code, how fast are you getting to production, and how many bugs do you find on your code versus the AI code? Because I can literally right now, guys, sit down and create a pipeline that writes absolutely like with AI now, like just creates all the code. And the only thing that I have to claim, which is what he's claiming, is that all the new code is being written with AI. But there's no discussion whatsoever, like, is the AI writing the whole thing? Is the AI writing some of it, and then all the programmers go into the pull request and have to fix everything for the AI? Or is it writing the first draft and then you have to retrofit it to fit the company needs and things like that? Like, how specific are you doing that? Because this claim it is as easy, as vague as vague can be, and you should be very careful to draw assumptions based on this, because I can tell you that there is no trend right now where the job market is going to be doing this. I have CEOs in my own companies who said like, oh yeah, by so and so we should be doing this or we should be doing that. Like, I think even the most vague thing I've ever heard was that one of the companies I've worked with, the CEO said that by before the year's ended, 50%, at least 50% of all of our employees should be using AI in their work. And my feedback to my manager on this goal was, okay, I would love to talk to our CEO and ask, why. What do you think is going to happen if we do that? Because I can tell you, like, if it's just 50%, like, then everybody's already doing it, because everybody has a ChatGPT account by now and ask a few basic questions. It is literally like a politician saying by 2028 or whatever year, right? Everybody is going to own a motorboat. Okay, like, what's the goal with that? Is like, we're just supposed to use AI in our work, like 50% of us should all be using it. Okay, because then everybody's doing it. If you've ever used any tool that whatsoever that is search based or anything like that, you're probably using AI in some way. So there you are, you're using AI. Congratulations. It's the same deal here. All new code is written by AI, well, or generated by AI. Well, that's an easy fix. All I have to do is say, hey, hey, whatever AI, make me a function that does A, B, and C. Cool. And then it gets it wrong. And then either I have a choice now. Either I write it, if I'm able to write it nicer and faster, or I have to correct the AI and sit there and explain it to it, what it's supposed to be doing. And that is the closest thing I can imagine. Like, if we think of a dream scenario now, if you had an AI that was so sophisticated that it really, really could get most things right on when you explain it to it, what would happen is that you could remove your keyboard, basically, and just use a voice. that is what, as far as I'm willing to say that yes, I can agree that that would be possible, and Mr. CEO of Google could, in theory, be talking about something like that. But as I've said in many videos, guys, there is no way at present for a non-technical person who is not a real software developer to sit down with an AI and produce world-class software for large-scale systems. For something simple, as I said, like, for all I know, the quarter of the code at Google is just to convert an Excel file into CSV files. I don't know. It doesn't, as I said, this statement in no way indicates whether this is a good idea, it's a bad idea. It's basically a marketing ploy. It's like saying, like, if you work out for, here's the 8-minute workout that gives you six packs abs. And the way that they structure that sentence is so that you will go and watch the video because you want to spend 8 minutes and get abs, and then they don't tell you, like, there's on basically every product that they ever said, results may vary. Well, yeah, if you are basically a genetic demigod, then yeah, you're probably going to be able to do that. But based on everything that we know about humanity, it's probably going to take a little bit longer. If you have almost a six-pack already when you start, yeah, then lose some water weight in those 8 minutes. Good. Now you have your six-pack. If you're a fat obese person, you're probably going to do 8 minutes of work and then 10 years of dieting and supplementary and like things like that, all the stuff that is in the fine print in order to get those that six pack. And I argue that this is exactly what is going on here. It's the exact same thing that every single CEO will do for every single company, because it's nothing more than a PR claim. I promise you that it's nothing more than that. And at best, you have a bunch of people, programmers, who have been given a tool where they might voice tell the system, or like the AI, write these lines, we needed to do this, and so forth and so forth. And then again, I come back to the same thing. If you're going to make that claim, and it's going to be something that I take seriously, I would like to see concretely how you're doing it and what the results are. Because anybody can claim anything, guys, and it can, in practice or in theory, always be correct. But what's important for you to understand, just as when you watch like someone market a product or something like that, is to be a bit of a critical thinker and understand that the nuances of something and how you formalize yourself, if you just if you post the argument just so, you can get away with anything. You can make anything true if you're just vague enough about the details. And you, as the listener to the claim, you should be really interested in the details if you want to make sure that you have understood what is actually being, like what the claim actually is. So what I want you to take away from this is that I call absolute bullshit on that Google is generating all of it, like a quarter of its AI, with the assumption is that the code is being developed in line with the same sort of practices and standards that are basically mainstream in every single organization on the entire planet, in terms of like when IT, because the differences between like these levels are not that great. And if Google can't produce something, an AI that is on par with what like the leading brands right now for a commercial purpose, I find it very difficult to believe that they have something that is like mind-blowingly much better on the inside, which just does all the work for them. And that's what I'm saying. You can't assume too much, because it might not be the intention of Mr. Sundar here to say these things, or maybe you're interpreting it in a different way. Like, get into the details. And that's why I was saying, if you want to make this, like if you want to really check out if it is actually something that's going to affect anybody, try to take a look at, all right, so how many bugs do you have? Like, what results do you get from this? Have you been able to lay off every single software developer, or are they just using the AI to like, are you, because that is, I mean, guys, if I wanted to prove, if I said to my manager, I can get every single of my junior software developer to be the most productive person in the entire, like to code at a senior level today, that sounds really, really great. And then what I then don't tell them is that all I have to do is to pair program with them, and then they type out what I say to them. Now they're senior software developers. They code exactly as a senior software developer. Same thing here. AI is writing everything, I wonder who's telling the AI what to write. Have a great day.